there. President Trump's fraud trial. Nick, thank you. President Trump's fraud trial in Manhattan is moving into its next phase now. So New York State attorneys called their final witnesses on Wednesday, hearing from the former president's daughter, Ivanka Trump. Her time on the stand revealed little, with Ivanka Trump frequently claiming she couldn't recall details related to her father's business dealings. Following her testimony, prosecutors rested their case. President Trump's defense team is now expected to begin calling witnesses come Monday. Joining us now is Jesse Binnall, President Trump's personal attorney and a constitutional law attorney. Jesse, it's good to have you on the show.
Thanks so much for having me this morning.
Yeah, and just to clarify for our viewers right up the top, you represent President Trump, but you're not involved in this particular civil case. But I'm curious, going back to yesterday, let's press the rewind button. Ivanka Trump kept answers on the stand pretty brief and direct. I know New York Attorney General Letitia James calling her testimony cordial and controlled. A really staunch shift from the testimony by her brothers and her dad. Your top line thoughts, Jesse, on what we heard from Ivanka, and did her testimony help or hurt?
Well, I think, yeah, the most important question is just that, is the real effect of her testimony. Yeah. And truthfully, her testimony, President Trump's testimony, and her brother's testimony was in line for the most important aspects of this case, which is that, they used professionals in order to put these statements together. They ran a good, strong, professional operation, and that there is no real basis for these cases. I mean, that's especially true because we know that banks did not rely on these statements. We know that they were constantly, the banks were always given statements saying that these were effectively matters of opinions, and the banks need to do their own due diligence. Because the fact is that real estate valuations, especially for high-end real estate, are some of the most difficult things to actually value, and everybody has different ways that they can look at doing that.
Yeah, so and they've valued Mar-a-Lago so differently. I mean, $18 million. It doesn't even make sense. I know, right. Real estate was top of mind for her and the apartment she and her husband rented from Trump Park Avenue yesterday. Unlike her brothers, though, Eric and Don Jr., Ivanka's not named as a defendant in this case. So how does her distance, from the alleged wrongdoing affect her testimony? How does that make things different for Ivanka?
Well, I think what we saw from her is somebody who, quite frankly, has good lawyers, and they prepared her well for her testimony. But it's important to remember that the Court of Appeals threw her out of this case as a defendant. It's not just that she wasn't a defendant; it's that they never had a case to make her a defendant. And so, while it was correct to throw her out, what the Court of Appeals should do next is throw out this entire case, because there is, just as like there was no case against Ivanka, there certainly is no case against President Trump. There certainly is no case against the organization as a whole or any of the other Trump family members.
Yeah. Jesse, there's so much I want to ask you. I know we're running out of time, but one I did want to get in while we still have you. As this case starts to wind down here within the next month or so, what are you predicting here? Because with the judge already deciding the family has been fraudulent, it seems like the possibility of them receiving no punishment would be off the table. So what's the best outcome here for the Trump family? What are they hoping for?
Yeah, I mean, this judge isn't even really pretending that he's giving anybody a fair trial here, which is the most sad thing for me to say as a lawyer, is the damage that this one judge has done to the rule of law is incalculable. And so we know that his opinion is going to be going to be shocked if it's not as severe as possible. It has no bearing on what the law or the facts were in this case. It has everything to do with this judge's politics and how badly he wants to get Trump. And so the most important thing that this trial team did, and this was an excellent trial team, is they made an excellent record for the Court of Appeals. And we're going to see that in the defense case in chief, which I think is going to have some great witnesses coming out up here in the next month.
Yeah, we know this is not over just yet. I'm also curious how many legal minds out there, even those who, may despise the former president, really think that this was a fair, nonpartisan trial with this family getting a fair shake. Jesse Binnall, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We do appreciate your time.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.